Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Canadian Car Review Show. So today we have a 2015 Porsche Macan S with an owner, and he's had it for 8,800 kilometers. So Donovan, what do you think of the vehicle so far?
So far the vehicle has been amazing. It meets all the expectations I wanted. Handling, performance, mileage, and comfort.
Okay, well, that's good. Now, I know you have a 911. A 2006 911. What do you think of in terms of performance? Is it comparable, or do you think this vehicle feels just a lot different?
It's very comparable compared to this, considering the weight of this vehicle and the dynamics of this vehicle.
Yeah, it does feel pretty good. Like, we've just took it on the highway, and it felt amazing. And we weren't even in any of its aggressive tuning modes that it has, Sport or Sport Plus. So. Yeah, it's a very nice vehicle. It is a CUV, so it's a lot smaller than the Cayenne. It has the V6 twin turbo, rated at 340 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. It has the 7-speed PDK transmission that you find on most of Porsche's models, the 918 or the 911s. And this vehicle is equipped with the air suspension, the chrono package, which fine-tunes the engine with Sport Plus. So it gives you 0 to 60 times for 5.2 seconds. And the overall interior finish is really nice. It's got soft touch leather materials everywhere, and for the entry level of $53,000, and then, you know, well equipped, you probably get into about the 80 or 90,000. It's a really nice CUV. I mean, there's not many vehicles out there that can compete. I believe maybe just the Audi SQ5, which is the Q5 chassis platform that this vehicle sits on, but it's obviously a lot more refined for Porsche's liking anyways. The engineers kind of stripped it down and made it better. And the fuel tank on this vehicle is 65 liters, and Donovan mentioned to me earlier that he's averaging so far, and he's trying to be nice about it because he's been driving this car very aggressively since he's had it to have fun with it. He's getting about 600 kilometers a tank, so you can look to get at least 10 liters per 100 kilometers in this vehicle with aggressive driving. And obviously, if you throw cruise control on and you cruise at decent speeds, you could probably achieve better fuel consumption as well. So for the Macan S, you can kind of distinguish it from just by looking at some exterior features. If you look at the brake calipers, you'll notice that they are a silver painted caliper, which tells you right away that is the S model. If you do opt for the turbo model, both models are turbo, but it's called a different name. If you opt for the model that's named the turbo, you get the red calipers, and you get about 40 horsepower more. Oh yes, and the exhaust tips are a little bit different on the turbo as well. You get square tips on the turbo as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of handling, we've driven about 20 kilometers now in this vehicle. The air suspension's really nice. I mean, it really absorbs the road.
Sure.
Like a typical air suspension would. I wouldn't expect it to be so refined though in a Porsche, because normally Porsches are designed to, they're track ready. That's what they're known for. You take Porsches on a track, and you don't need to worry about losing traction too much because they have a superior all-wheel drive system as well. So, and the exhaust burble is it's amazing. It's really nice. Like, I'm gonna take a shot for you guys to hear later. But you guys have to hear every time you shift in this truck, it burbles. Even in downshifts, it just sounds amazing. It's an amazing sound. They did a very good job with the tuning. Now that said, the actual road noise is tuned very well as well. It's not loud at all. You can feel it likes. Wow, that's fast. The shifting is unbelievable. It's precise. I just watched your tachometer and it shifted like that.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very. There's no sloppy play in the engine speed with the transmission. It's very bang on. So, I did feel though around 2,000-3,000 RPM. That's when the power really comes in.
Yeah.
You can just feel that you can let it go red line and you'll still make a lot of power. Yeah, all in all, it's a very nice vehicle. It's got tons of features. It's unbelievable. When we do our full in-depth review on the vehicle, I'm going to be here for a long time talking about it. I just figured maybe the test drive would be first to start with because everybody's already done a review on it, but there's not too many people that are car reviewers that know an owner that has the vehicle. And it's...
Makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys are the people that drive the vehicle, right? So you know more about the vehicle than I would, so...
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of the vehicle so far, anyways?
Cornering.
The cornering?
And acceleration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming out of the corners, you mean?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know. It seems pretty good. My wife's Santa Fe couldn't do it, that's for sure. And to be honest, the Santa Fe is a $50,000 vehicle. So I mean, you spend 10 grand more, maybe,
yeah,
and you get way more power,
yeah,
and performance. The performance is really, it's there. I can feel it. So, and it seems you don't have too much blind spot areas in the vehicle too. Like the pillars are a decent size. I like how they extended the small corner windows here,
oh, yeah, the cover
just to kind of give you some more viewing angle. And I like the hatch. The hatch isn't, usually on compacts they really shrink the hatch, like they make it narrow, so it's really narrows your visibility, where it kind of forces you to have a rear backup camera.
Yeah.
But on this vehicle, I know it is equipped with a backup camera. If you didn't have it, or if you just didn't want to use it, the visibility on the rear end is easy. You can see it very well.
Oh yeah, the car is overall in terms of blind spots is almost alleviated.
Yeah, it's a good job. They did it.
Minimum.
Yeah, and you also have the panoramic roof, which is fantastic. So you can really open up the light up the interior space if you wanted to. And what I've noticed, just driving in the vehicle too, it sits low to the ground. Like it seems that you're.
It does, yeah.
Like it's low to the ground, but your seating position is high.
Yes.
So you physically see the front of the hood. You just don't notice that it's actually the nose of the car.
Yes.
And you can actually see the road, which is fantastic. So it's designed to be put on a track.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So you can see the corner, you can see the apex. You know what I mean? Like you get a feeling of where you're at in terms of cornering in it on a racetrack. So, which I find funny because most people are not even going to know about this kind of details, but.
Yeah.
This is what Porsche's heritage is all about, is making a vehicle like this. So,
yeah, Porsche makes amazing and dynamic overall vehicle.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're up there for sure. They've been around since forever. 1930s is when they first really started to explode and stuff, and their 911's been around since the 1950s.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's not just the name Porsche.
Yeah.
They live up to the name.
Oh yeah, they do. And they always try to make their car the best, or their truck, right? So, well, it's an engineer's vehicle. That's what they call it, right? I mean, that's how it all started. It was a bunch of engineers who said, let's make our own car. That's enough.
Yes.
But it's pretty good. Like I said, it is a compact SUV.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable. I'm 6'1". I have the seat reclined back a fair decent size. Now, if someone was to sit behind me, it'd be a little bit tight if they were 6 foot. But again, I've stretched myself out. I can actually adjust the seat forward and give people at least another 12 to 13 inches of leg space. And that MacGyver move you just did, that was pretty simple to do, eh?
Yeah.
It was nothing. I couldn't do that in my truck. And I have air suspension. I'd be all over the place. I'd be all over the place. Yeah, no, it's nice.
And these are winter tires.
Yeah, I know. You're sitting on winters. You're not sitting on P0s or anything fancy. Yeah. Oh, that downshift! I swear, it's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I love the sound, man. just sounds amazing. Like, they did such a good job with the tuning.
Yeah. The needle just flies down when they ship.
Yeah, I know. The needle's unbelievable. I'm watching it. If you guys are in the market for a compact SUV and you can afford, you know, $50,000 or more, I definitely recommend you guys to go for a test drive on one of these. It's pretty good for its price range. It's kind of hard to beat. And like I said, I tried going and watching the menus options that you have on the Porsche, and I was there for like 30 minutes trying to figure out, you know, what options is best for the vehicle. Like, there's so many options on the Porsches. You can do anything to them.
Oh yeah, I think it's based. You load it up based on your style.
Yeah,
of driving. Like,
yeah. They've totally made it customizable. Like, you can customize it the way you want it,
oh, yeah.
and every Macan out there will be personalized. Like, every vehicle has something different. You know what I mean?
Yes, sure. Like,
Unless if you won 40 million,
like,
you can just
I
put
like
all
to
the
drive,
features.
So I did all the package, suspension, sport package, and
Right.
sport mode and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you don't need to opt for the air suspension. You can just go with the stock steel spring suspension, which is still a hell of a suspension setup.
Yeah.
And in one of the models, I can't remember if it's the air or if it's just the standard suspension, but one model sits a little bit lower, about 15 millimeters lower. Yeah, we're not on the greatest paved road, and it's absorbing everything, man. Vibrations controlled. We're just going over some train tracks. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Like, the car's planted too. Like, you just took that, and there was no bounce, there was no rebound on the vehicle. It was planted. It wants to stay on the ground.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that has something to do with the low center of gravity. I haven't really spec'd out the suspension yet, but it is fairly refined. I mean, it's really good. And it looks like from your torque split screen, your torque vectoring system there, it's always trying to put more power to the rear wheels, which is proper.
Yeah.
That's what it should be doing, so that's good.
But it looks like almost 70 right now.
Yeah, 70% of the power, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no wet road conditions or anything like that, so.
Yeah, that changes.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the speed. Like, you don't feel the speed. You don't feel how fast you're actually going until, you know, you have to stop the car quick. But then you have the good brakes to take care of that. So
I took that corner pretty aggressive.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Just to show you.
Well, that's the thing.
The transformation.
Yes, that's the other thing with Porsches is they don't have the greatest high revving sounds of, like, you know, your conventional M3s or anything like that. So based on the engine speed, you don't know exactly how fast you're going until you look down at the speedometer and say, holy crap, I'm going way over the speed limit. I gotta slow down.
That is so true.
Yeah, like, you gotta be very careful.
Yeah.
So if you do purchase this vehicle, keep an eye on your tach and your speedometer.
And like I said, the beauty about this thing is, without it being in mode, if you want to downshift because you're in trouble,
yeah,
you can just go right away. It overrides the computer.
Right.
Which is it's good to have.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a fantastic vehicle. I can't wait to do a full out review once it's a little bit warmer. It's a little too cold for one right now.
We'll take it to Mosport.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. If you go to the Canadian Tire Motorsports or Mosport, let me know.
Yeah, I will be.
Definitely take it out there and show the viewers.
Yeah,
typical Canadian driving.
That's why you never assume.
Take your time on the roads. You never know. Everyone's still in holiday mode. So Donovan, I want to get an exhaust sound for sure. I'll put the GoPro outside, let people hear the exhaust burble, because people are going to appreciate that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, this is not the sport exhaust system. So if you want something a lot more aggressive in sound, like, it'll boost the interior noise up, so you kind of lose the refinement of the interior noise. But if you're the person that doesn't really care about that stuff, which I'm not, I would totally go for the sport exhaust system to get a more aggressive feel. But the burble's still there on the S.
I absolutely agree.